So far, the theme coming out of the festival is lost and lonely children. Rejected, abandoned, orphaned. It's not very joyous. Todd Haynes' film Wonderstruck is the story of two children, both runaways to New York, and both are deaf. Starring Michelle Williams and Julianne Moore, it's two stories in one. The first set in the 1920s in black and white, and the second 50 years later in the very colourful 70s.
If Wonderstruck wins Cannes, it would be a bit as if two movies take home the Palme d'Or. The film, based on a novel by Brian Selznick, tells the stories of two deaf children who run away from their homes to find one of their parents in New York City. One in 1927, the other 50 years later. As the stories fade into one another, viewers get clues to understand the mystery behind it all. Here's one piece of the puzzle. Julianne Moore plays two different roles. The actress who won in Cannes 3 years ago was deeply moved by the book.
I read it years before Todd was even thinking of making it as a movie, and I found it so compelling and so beautiful and so universal, you know, a story about who you are when you're a young person, when you're 12 years old, and how you try to take control of your own life.
Wonderstruck is the fourth collaboration for Julianne Moore and director Todd Haynes, who calls the actress his creative soulmate. Like their movie Far From Heaven, Wonderstruck is a period film, a genre that inspires Haynes.
Of course, it's an homage to cinema itself. We spent a lot of time looking at silent film and looking at films from the 1970s, urban settings of films in the 70s, two extraordinary eras in our history.
To play the roles of the children, Oaks Fegley and Millicent Simmons, a deaf actress with enormous talent and no prior experience in film.
It was such an honor. I can't even find the words to explain what it was like to work with you, Todd. I never dreamt that my life would come here to this.
The dream may not be over. The actress hopes it will continue until the very end of the festival and beyond.
The sun, the sea, the glamour, it's little any wonder that the stars gather here at the Cannes Film Festival every year, as well as Michelle Williams and Julianne Moore. Juliette Binoche is here, the Oscar-winning actress. In fact, she's won so many awards, I think I've lost count. She's here in the French auteur Claire Denis' new film, Let the Sun Shine In, alongside Gérard Depardieu. My colleague Louise DUPONT went to meet her.
On se voit plus. De toute façon, il n'y a pas d'autre solution.
Je suis solidaire.
Ben, je pensais que tu voudrais qu'on se revoie quand même. Tu m'étonnes là dans ta réaction. Je pensais pas que ça te conviendrait.
C'est incroyable, toi, c'est pas vrai. Je te dis non, je suis solidaire.
Bon, bah très bien, très bien. De toute façon, il n'y a pas d'autre solution, non? Il n'y a pas d'autre solution.
Juliette, hello. Thanks for speaking to us. Let the Sun Shine In is a story of a search for love. This is what your character wants the most. Do you not think that this is what we all want in life?
It's a search for absolute love, a search for the possibility of shared happiness. But my character has other passions. She paints, she has a child, but it's true, she is recently divorced. And she wants to rediscover the taste for a shared adventure and feel some emotion. Because when it comes to love, emotion is the most important.
The film is an emotional roller coaster. Your character goes from laughing to crying with such ease. It's disconcerting for the audience. Is there any of you in your characters?
Not at all.
I don't mean this character in particular, but your characters in general.
Of course, the emotion needs to come from the actor, so you commit your own body and story to a role.
You are one of the rare actors to win an award at some of the biggest festivals, Venice, Berlin, Cannes in 2010 for Copy Conform, with Abbas Kiarostami. You won an Oscar in 1997 for The English Patient. When you have all these awards...
Yeah, you just go home. You don't have anything to do. You're done.
Do these awards count?
It's true, it's nice to win prizes, as it's something concrete. To be recognized by your peers, it's not nothing. I won very few awards when I was younger because I was rubbish at school. So it gives me a sort of childlike pleasure. But honestly, it's not what drives me.
These awards have opened doors for you. It has allowed you to star in some Hollywood films, most recently Ghost in the Shell.
What happened? There was an attack, terrorists.
Why can't I feel my body?
Mira, your body was damaged. We couldn't save it. We made you a new body. But your mind, your soul, your ghost, it's still in there. You are the first of your kind, Mira.
Please, sedate her.
You've always said it's important for you to do films with foreign directors. Why?
Because it opens doors. I need to work abroad. I want to see what's happening abroad, and for them to come to France and see what we do here. For me, cinema is an amazing springboard. There shouldn't be any borders in the world. We've put them up. I know there are different languages, but art allows us to open doors and cross borders. When you work with someone who doesn't speak the same language, or who doesn't have the same traditions, there's a human connection that's always there.
You're going to star in a film with Alain Delon, a great of French cinema.
Oh, well, nothing sure yet.
With you in it or not, he said it would be his last film. How do you feel about it?
Well, firstly, he said it even before I read the script, so I'm a bit surprised. I think he's an amazing actor. I would be really happy to work with him, but there needs to be a spark. He mustn't do something he already knows how to. It's the same for me. How does he do something fresh, given his monumental career? That's what I find the most interesting. That's all I can say.
Well, I hope you find that spark. Happy Cannes Festival!
Still to come, Kristen Stewart, Kirsten Dunst and Dustin Hoffman and so much more. You can keep up to date on our social media all the time. We're active on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. See you tomorrow for more action from the Cannes Film Festival. And just so you know, I don't always sit in places like this. It's only when I'm talking to you, so I'm going to make the most of it. Cheers. No, just 5 minutes, 5 minutes. No, please. No, I want 5 more minutes. Ah!